So good day everyone, I'm Jundal J. Diwalay and today I'll be presenting on the topic governance performance, economic growth and welfare. So we'll explore how the quality of governance impacts a country's economic development and the well-being of its said citizens. Okay, governance plays a critical role in shaping the direction of a country. It affects economic stability, investment, public trust, and social services. So, in this presentation, we will examine how governance connects with both economic growth and public welfare. Okay, what is good governance? Good governance is more than just leadership. It involves transparency, accountability, inclusiveness, and the rule of the law. So these principles ensure that governments serve the public interest fairly and effectively. Now when we say growth, good governance, there is now when let's go to economic growth. So when we say economic growth refers to an increase in a country's output of goods and services, usually measured by the gross domestic product or the GDP. So a growing economy often means more jobs, higher income, and improved infrastructure. Now, when there is an economic growth, there is also welfare. So what is welfare? So when we say welfare, it refers to the well-being of the population. It includes access to healthcare, education, clean water, and a safe environment. True development isn't just about money, diba? But how that money improves people's lives. Okay. Now let links between governance and growth. So good governance fosters a stable environment where businesses can grow. When laws are enforced and corruption is low, investors are more likely to trust in investment in the economy, leading to sustainable growth. Now let's have a case study of high governance economies. Now let's look at Singapore and Norway. Both have strong governance systems that emphasize integrity, efficiency, and citizen welfare. Their economies are stable and their people are enjoying a high quality of life. When we look to Singapore and Norway, they are progressive in terms of economy, welfare, and their security and stability. Now let's go to the rule of institutions. So institutions like courts, regulatory agencies, and central banks ensure that policies are implemented fairly. When institutions are weak, even the best policies can fail. Always remember that when institutions are weak, even the best policies can fail. Now let's go to the governance indicators. Example is the World Bank. So the World Bank uses indicators like government effectiveness, regulatory quality, and control of corruption to measure governance. These metrics help us understand how governance affects economic outcomes. Now, when there is a bad governance, there is its effect. Now let's go to the effect of poor governance. So, on the other hand, poor governance can lead to mismanagement, corruption, and social unrest. This weakens investors' confidence and can even reverse economic progress. Now, there is economic policies and governance. So, this governance ensures that economic policies are not only well designed but also properly executed. Without accountability and transparency, even good economic strategies may fail. Governance and investment climate. Countries with strong governance attracts more investors because they offer stability, clear regulations, and protection of rights. Example for this is the Rwanda. Rwanda is a great example of how governance reforms can improve a country's business environment. Rwanda shows that there is social welfare and governance. So, governance also affects how public services are delivered. So, a responsive and efficient government ensures that everyone has access to healthcare, education, and social protection. Now, there is what we call poverty reduction through governance. Strong governance helps ensure that resources reach the people who need them the most. Transparent systems reduce corruption in welfare programs and help lift people out of poverty. Measuring welfare. To measure welfare, we use indicators like the Human Development Index, the Gini coefficient, and the Multidimensional Poverty Index. So, all of these can be influenced by how well a government performs. Now, there is what we call the governance reforms for economic development. So, to improve governance, many countries are embracing reforms such as anti corruption campaigns, digitization of public services, and citizen participation in budgeting processes. Now, there what we call the challenges in governance, there is always a challenge. However, governance is not without challenges. Diba? Political instability, limited capacity, and lack of transparency can hold back progress and weaken public trust. Now, countries with strong governance systems consistently performs better economically and socially. Comparing countries like Denmark and Venezuela highlights the real-world impact of governance quality. So in summary, good governance is the foundation of economic success and public welfare. To achieve lasting growth and development, countries must invest in transparent, accountable, and inclusive governance systems. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time and attention. I'd be happy to answer any question or hear your thoughts, so kindly comment your thoughts and questions if you ever had it.